Welcome to the Mike and You podcast. This is your boy, Big Frenchie, aka the Mike 816 on Twitter, the Mike 816 on Instagram, the Mike 816 on Snapchat, the Mike 816 on Facebook, the Mike 816 on Spill. Shout out to the R. And more importantly, well, it used to be more important because before all you Section 8ers came in, the Mike 816 on Blue Sky, baby. I'm with my main man.
What is Section 8ers? What's a Section 8er?
Section 8ers.
Okay.
You people is Section 8.
That is IMUINKC.
We used to be a sophisticated, gated community, baby.
And then they let you and Michael Irvin in. Now everybody crackheads.
No, I was there first.
So now you a crackhead, and Mike crackheads.
Crack is whack.
Anyway,
we have a great show for you guys today.
Still a Nation. We're back.
Let's see. We got a great show for you guys today.
Stop it.
We got the coaching cycle is almost completed, except for one team.
What team is that?
The Saints, aka the Aints, because they ain't got a head coach right now.
They sure don't.
And then we have a small portion of the show's divisional recap. We got voicemails, a lot of them.
The least amount of games was played, but the most amount of voicemail was received.
And we also got our preview of Championship Sunday. But before we start, it's the random segment.
You doing that first?
Yeah. We always do the random segment first nowadays.
We only did the thing once. But it's fine.
We used to do it back in the day when it was Tuesday Timeout podcast, baby.
Long time ago.
Long ago. But the random segment is Whitney Houston. I'll give you my take first.
Go ahead.
So, she was an icon. Everybody's still talking about her. I might misquote the year. The 94 Super Bowl national anthem.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gets talked about the most over halftime shows besides the Prince singing Purple Rain in the Rain, baby. But outside of that, Whitney Houston national anthem still get talked about even 30 years later. You know, it's like the golden standard. Not even Beyonce and Destiny Child could do it. And everybody know
Beyonce could never.
Don't do that.
When I say never, I mean
don't do that.
Absolutely never.
Don't do that.
She could never.
You can't talk about Beyonce or T Swift.
Absolutely never, ever in her life think she can measure up to that. Now, she got her skills. Don't get me wrong. Bayhive, whatever.
It's B.
Don't care. Y'all come after me.
No,
y'all
don't come after him.
I don't care. There will never be.
Hit his Twitter.
There will never be the one singing like Whitney did. Never be. And I'm not even a Whitney enthusiast for real.
You're not gonna let me finish my statement?
I wasn't, but yeah, I'll go ahead and let you do it. Go ahead.
Thank you. And her movie roles, she picked some good movie roles, like Waiting to Exhale.
I've never seen it.
It's a cultural classic.
Yeah, cultural classic for sure. I've never seen it though.
And The Bodyguard was a universal classic.
It was fine
because of Kevin Costner.
You're doing too much now, but it's fine.
Then The Preacher Wife was another cultural classic. I know you've seen that because you a preacher's son, baby.
What that got to do with it?
So you had to look at The Preacher Wife.
That's got to be farthest from the church that you could ever be, buddy.
But she
keep it moving.
She dominated the soundtracks on them movies as well.
Oh yeah, classic stuff.
And she dominated the remakes that she did, like Dolly Parton, I Will Always Love You.
I actually, you know what?
And Shaka
thank you for saying that, because I forgot Dolly had that song.
It was in the movie Bodyguard.
God, Dolly had that song. You're right.
Of course I'm right. I'm Big Frenchie, baby.
And he's wrong most of the time. That's why he's a Patriots fan. But we keep it moving.
There you go, taking shots.
There's no shot. That's why I didn't play the sound.
But the demons.
It's just the truth.
The demons caught up with her. to her demise. But shout out to Whitney family. I think her mother passed, didn't she, recently?
Yeah. And her daughter passed too.
Like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
You know, but Whitney was the random segment for today. What is your thoughts on Whitney?
One of the best singers this side of Mississippi. Like, I mean, when I say this, that's just the saying, but
I'm gonna say, what's the other side? Beyonce, baby.
Never. She high, but
don't do that.
There's two singers that I think really take over that space of being the greatest singers out there. There's people who can sing and they dominate the track, but then there's people who can sing and take over. That's Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, and Whitney. Those are the three, in my opinion. And I've just always liked Patti. I don't even know if Patti LaBelle really technically belongs in that segment.
Because she's better.
But Aretha was levels to it.
No. Patti is like Daryl Coley.
Aretha could do so many different genres that LaBelle couldn't think about doing. And she did do those things. That's why I say Aretha is there. This is my take, so you could hush. Okay. LaBelle ain't there. LaBelle ain't there. Beyonce ain't there. But Aretha and Whitney.
Disagree with you with Aretha.
That's fine.
I think Patti LaBelle is more like Daryl Coley for the Christian gospel black people.
I don't know anything about Daryl Coley.
He can hit every note.
I haven't heard any of his music like none.
I'm talking about he can hit any and every note and notes that you can't even think was notes. That's Patti. And that's Daryl Coley.
When you can do it in different genres, that's what I look for.
Oh, you got Beyonce, baby. She do a country. She did a rock. She did it R&B. She did a ghetto for you people. But anyway, let's go to the coaching segment. Give me a swish. So, I'm going to start off with the Saints because they the ain'ts. They ain't got no coach. They wanted Ben Johnson.
Is Loomis still the GM? How he get to stay the GM? Does he own the team?
No, we went through this last week.
I still want to know. Shoot.
Because they wanted Benjamin David Johnson. He bounced. They wanted Aaron.
These middle names, bro.
Aaron Devon Glenn. He bounced. He look like a Devon.
He does.
He bounced. So,
boy,
who's on the radar for?
Look, the Lions got poached. Okay, the Lions. I'm surprised they special teams coordinator still there. They got but then again, they special teams wasn't very special this year. But I'm shocked.
So who should get it? McCarthy, Gruden.
Who should get what?
The Aints job.
Oh, I don't know.
Leftwich.
I don't know who they want. Like, it depends on what
everybody
they want.
Everybody who wanted it's gone.
Because if you look at it, Canales is in. No, I'm looking at it from a division standpoint. They don't have a quarterback.
You don't believe in Spencer Rattler?
Am I supposed to?
Yeah.
My last name is not Rattler. Therefore, I don't have to believe in it. No, I don't know. I don't believe in Spencer. What kind of question?
No. I ask the tough questions around here, baby. I'm a journalist. Since my Uncle Donnie's back in power.
He could. No. And I don't know who get that job. I'm surprised Aaron Glenn decided to leave, to be honest.
McCarthy. He'd be a good fit.
I thought McCarthy was going to be better with the Bears, but I think the Bears made the right decision. I think
Kellen Moore?
Huh?
Kellen Moore? Eagles?
No, heck no. Heck no, man. I don't know why I don't like Kellen Moore, but I don't.
If you're going to keep
I just don't know why.
If you're going to keep Carr, would you bring Gruden in?
No. I'm not keeping Carr. Ain't no way.
Not for $40 million?
You're only $40 million is a lot of money.
He's not taking a pay cut.
It's not like he's what's his face, Baker Mayfield, where he's getting 30, where you're getting him below market value. You know, you made a mistake paying that man from Jump Street. You thought you was resurfacing what you did with Drew Brees, and that just ain't happening.
All right, let's go to the Jaguars. Jaguars hire Luli Coleon. I always think of every time I see Liam Cohn name, I always think of Luli Coleon for some reason. Let me give you a quick background on this. The Jaguars Liam Cohn saga is insane for all parties involved. Doug Peterson is fired.
Yeah, I saw that.
General manager Trent
Baalke
is retained. Jags expressed initial interest in Ben Johnson and Cohen, but neither are interested because of Baalke,
fool.
I pronounce every syllable, bro.
But that ain't nothing but Key and Peele's substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. Baalke.
But the Buccaneers,
it's Blake.
Threw me off now. The Buccaneers offered to make Cohen one of the highest paid OCs.
Yep.
But prohibit him from taking another interview with the Jags. Tampa Bay hates the Jags. Cohen agrees to the deal to remain in Tampa, and Robert Saleh becomes the favorite for the Jags head coach, which Robert Saleh went back to the Niners.
Yeah, ain't nothing left.
Shad Khan decides to fire Trent. What's his last name? Baalke. And offers Cohen a lucrative deal. Cohen ghosts Todd Bowles and get on a plane to Jacksonville for the second interview, violating the Buccaneers' condition. Bowles finally gets in contact with Cohen at 5 p.m., who says he's at the doctor's office with his sick child, but briefly mentions wanting to circle back with Jacksonville. After all, Cohen is now the Jaguars facilitator working to finalize the agreement to become the Jaguars head coach, to which he did.
Can't hate on.
My child's sick, but I'm from Jacksonville.
I can't hate.
I can't hate neither. Look,
you got to do what you got to do to succeed in this world. Like this world, I remember, I read that story, and I immediately thought about the job I currently have. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm years removed. I think everybody who was my boss is currently gone from that company. But I took a break. I actually had to leave. I left early to take an interview with the job I'm currently at now. And I ended up getting a job, and
look at you, sly devil!
And when I read that story, that's what I immediately thought of. I'm like, this bro, he negotiated his terms for the Bucs. I don't know if he actually signed the deal, but he negotiated his terms and used that as leverage to get more money out of the cons. Like, I'm not upset about it.
Of course you're not.
I hope this is the right move for him, because Shad is finally realizing what
being an owner is about for real.
Kansas City's owner,
Clark
Hunt, realized in 2012-13. Like, it's fine just collecting checks or whatever. It's cool collecting checks, even for a losing franchise. But you realize how much more there is to being an owner, and how much you can actually make.
Yeah,
being a winning owner.
And when they lost to the Patriots in the AFC title game,
he realized it. Yeah, I completely
I'm getting
agree.
30,000 fans more than I was getting.
And not only that, but the bonuses, the extra stuff, how much the NFL actually pushes your product in front of everybody. It behooves you to make your team good.
Hence why they always overseas.
Correct. And the Jags,
they was making more money overseas than they was doing at their home stadium.
And that's crazy. And
is that a right fit though?
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the offense was good. The offense was fine. But the offense was fine last year with Canales. Not last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, I don't know if this will be good. I wouldn't have chose it. Yeah, I would have.
816-654-6883.
But then again, I chose Dougie P for the position, and we see how that worked out. I can admit it.
Don't do that. Don't do our boy Dougie.
I was
like
wrong, because he royally screwed that up. I don't know why, I don't know how, but he royally screwed that up.
Raiders hire Peter Clay Carroll.
This fool and your middle name's Peter Clay Carroll. So that means
that's the name his mama gave him.
His mama called him Clay. I would call him Clay.
Professional. Professionals on this show, baby.
His mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
You look like that barber.
That boy good.
Oh, I thought that was a trash can. Get that chicken bone
out of here, fool. Man.
So glow.
Bet Pete Carroll with the Raiders. I love the move. Honestly. Right. I ain't gonna sit here.
You ain't gonna do your biased opinion now?
What biased opinion did I give you about the Chargers?
You always give me a biased opinion when it comes to AFC
opinion
West.
Did I give you about the Denver Broncos?
Oh, you hated Sean Payton.
I can't stand the dude. Like, I think he's a crybaby. You know what?
We on Peter Clay Carroll right now.
I had to when it came to Sean.
He's taking shots at you, Doug.
I had to do one of those things. Pretty boy.
Nappy boy.
You know that interview they had about Grant Hill? I think it was Grant Hill. Juwan Howard of the Fab Five. You don't know what I'm talking about. That's sad. That's a shame.
I barely remember what I did 5 minutes ago, bro.
That's a shame. But anyway, yeah.
Good fit for Peter Clay Carroll.
I don't know. It's a weird fit.
But you like the move.
Given the nature of the Raiders, you think somebody like Chucky. But maybe this is what they need. And Pete Carroll is still a good coach. And the thing about it is he's been out of football. He's been out of professional football by 4 years. But it also gives him the time to just look. Just look at things.
Is they train up, get a quarterback? Or should they?
That was their fault. It's a great question. I don't think they will. I think they'll figure out something with. People say they'll figure it out with Russ. I don't know if they will. I know there was some contention a little bit with the Seahawks back in the day. So I don't know if he'll get him, but maybe that'll happen.
Oh, excuse me. The Jets hired Aaron Devon Glenn. That's the organization you don't take as a first-year head coach.
That was the organization he came up with.
Doesn't matter. You don't take it, but I understand why you take it.
They don't have a GM. And he's like, look, I'll take it. It's fine, you know. And plus, we can't overlook that he is a black head coach.
I think that's why he took it, because he know he ain't going to get that many.
You only got so many. And then.
Especially with my Uncle Donnie doing the 1965 Equality Act.
Oh, that. Yikes. Also, you got to realize this opportunity might not come around again. This is like playing at your alma mater. I mean, coaching at your alma mater. Yeah. This is probably what he wanted, honestly. Yeah. And there is no GM, so he might get to make, or the GM that they bring in.
I just think it's a bad organization, though.
It is a bad organization.
Johnson's is
historically, and the question is, will he keep Aaron Rodgers? I'm interested to find out.
All right,
and he sounds like he might be bringing back a bunch of people, like Adam Gase and a bunch of different people.
That's your boy. I ain't heard that name in forever.
I don't know for sure, but I heard he reached out to a couple of, like, I think he even reached out to the Chiefs' old head coach, Todd Haley. So I don't know, I don't know where he's going to go with the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
The Patriots hired Michael George Vrabel. He brought back Josh McDaniel. I don't know
if I agree with this hiring, but yeah, you know how y'all Patriots are. The New England guys.
I told you we going 7-10, bro. The Bears hired Benjamin David Johnson. He stays in division with the Lions.
Ben Johnson.
It's Benjamin.
You be throwing me off with these full names. Anyway, we keep it moving.
Is his name not Benjamin?
Yeah, Ben Johnson.
Mama called him Benjamin. I'm gonna call him Benjamin.
Shut up. Yep, he's there.
Do the Bears have a chance to beat the Lions now?
Not in the first. I think they have a legit shot because they had a legit shot at the end of the year. I think I don't even know if the goal is not the Lions. Let's make that clear. The goal is not the Lions. Let's try to make the playoffs. And if the Lions stand in your way, you need to run them over.
And lastly, the Cowboys hired Brian Cornelius Schottenheimer.
Bad, horrible hire, bro.
He didn't even call.
Horrible
he's the offense
hire.
coordinator that didn't even call no offensive plays last year.
Horrible hire. I think that's
another yes man.
I've ever seen. I hate it.
That's another yes man, right? For Jerry.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. Yeah.
I think that was a bad hire as well. You might as well have kept McCarthy. I'm just saying. I'd rather keep McCarthy than Brian Cornelius Schottenheimer.
This fool and this Cornelius. Shut up.
The only Cornelius we trust is Don, baby. Welcome to Soul Train.
Shut up.
All right, let's go to the divisional rounds. Recap.
All right.
So the Texans lost to the Chiefs. Your take on that game?
Apparently, the Texans lost to the refs. So I heard, I didn't see that, but
we don't blame referees on this show.
They do in Houston. They do in Houston.
I love you, Houston. You just saying that because Beyonce is from Sugarland, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston, and you just hate Houston because of Beyonce.
Okay. The Chiefs outclassed the Texans in every way, shape, form. They overpowered them pretty much, in my opinion. 8 sacks? 8 sacks? That's a lot.
That's a number after 7.
Sure enough.
Before 9.
Absolutely.
All right. My boy.
Why was 5 scared of 6?
Because 7, 8,
9.
No. Why 6 scared of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.
Whatever. It's all the same.
No, that's a joke wrong.
And that's why the Texans were scared of the Chiefs.
How your dad?
Because they got eaten.
How you a dad and didn't get the dad joke right?
I don't tell my kids jokes. I don't make jokes. I'm so serious about mine. I'm so for real.
You look like James Evans.
So for real.
All right, you Evans. My boy Jaden Daniel from where? LSU player.
No one cares.
The Commanders went to the number 1 seed Detroit Lions and put a molly-whopping whipping on them. What's your take on that game?
Did I not say they was gonna run out of gas at some point? Like
LSU player.
You keep rolling through here thinking that you're gonna just keep rolling over people. That's not happening, bro. I thought they was gonna lose against the Vikings, to be fair. I thought they were gonna lose against the Vikings.
Huh? In week 18?
Yes.
All right.
I thought they weren't gonna lose out on the number 1 seed, but they didn't. So
it probably been better if they did.
Yeah.
And kept their momentum. And staying,
or at least kept their health. But boy, these dudes, they just kept rolling. And I was like, I can't hate on you. But I don't think it's going to last.
How impressive is Ben Quinn and your boy Cliff Kingsbury being with the Washington Commanders?
This is where I'm going to give Jaden Daniels credit. No one cares. Okay. That's number 1. Number 2, this is where I'm going to give him credit because he overcame the mid-season lull that Kingsbury always goes through. It's inevitable. You've seen it time and time again because you saw it during his stint with the Arizona Cardinals. He hits a game. He has a game plan. He gets figured out pretty quickly within the first 5 weeks. And then next thing you know, you got to switch it up. And the switch up is never that good. Therefore, he hits this lull of losses. Kyler Murray couldn't figure it out. Patrick Mahomes couldn't figure it out. So forth, so on, and what have you. But now, this dude, Jaden Daniels, he figured it out, and they weathered the storm. They lost out on a number 1 seed, but they figured a way to bring it back, and they scored 45 on them.
All right.
5. It's going to be interesting to see if they can actually beat this next team.
All right. The Rams lost to the Mo Hortons Philadelphia Eagles.
It's interesting to me how many people don't care about the Eagles in the Super Bowl, except for Philadelphia fans. Like, nobody cares.
Why?
I don't know. It's weird to me. Like, nobody's really excited or anything. Nobody's saying, hey, it's probably because of Jaden Daniels. I'm pretty sure it's because of him. Oh, shout out to Zach Ertz, by the way.
The Zach Ertz Bowl, baby. Championship Sunday game.
Zach Ertz, I wouldn't say he found the fountain of youth, but, he became a trusted target of Jaden Daniels. I told you, tight ends are QB's best friend. But the Eagles beat the Rams.
They almost lost that game.
I was about to say, the Rams almost came back.
And then they made them stupid calls towards the end. The Eagles. I don't
know. I guess I expected a little bit more from Cooper Kupp, but I think the wear and tear is starting to get to him. Like, I think he'll still get paid next year, and I still think he'll be all right. But I thought he would be more of a key contributor in this game, and it just didn't happen.
Number 17.
Saquon Barkley.
Number 17.
17.
I can't say his name.
Puka.
Yeah. He had a nice game.
He had less than 100 yards. I thought it was going to have like 100 plus.
He could have had it.
He should have had it. But 6 receptions. He's just the fact that they got him for a 5th round. And me and you was talking about the Rams, or me, you, and Mo was talking about the Rams. And it's interesting how they pivoted from using, because they hated draft picks for a long time. And that's how they got to the Super Bowl. And they finally won the Super Bowl. So they figured, hey, let's pivot because we got to get younger some way. And then they started keeping their draft picks. And then they got the defensive player, the defensive end. And then they got a defensive tackle, Braden Fisk. And dudes was balling in the divisional round. I mean, in the wild card round, wild card round. But, it all caught up to him. The Eagles were able to get him. Shots fired. But we keep it moving.
You didn't even press the button. I'm disappointed.
It's too late. It was too late.
I never take shots at the Steelers.
I was slow on the trigger. That's cool.
That's what she said.
Ah!
Then the game of the week was the Ravens losing to the Buffalo Bills. Bills tried to give that game away.
I feel like the Ravens gave their regular season away. Like, I feel like everybody had them hyped up, and they believed their own hype. They believed the hype on themselves.
What'd I tell you?
And they just disappointed all season long. 5 losses. It's not a bad season. But you wasn't supposed to lose. You wasn't supposed to lose 5 seasons. You got Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on the same team.
Double running backs.
Come on, stop.
What?
Stop it.
Matter of fact, they had triple threat with Justin Hill.
Shut up.
Triple threat running back.
What? Shut up, bro.
I'm speaking nothing but FACTS. Facts.
Nah, they underperformed this year. And this game showed that. Like, they ended strongly, not strong enough, but they ended strongly, but they didn't perform up to par. Like, everybody thought they was going to be what the Chiefs are right now. And in my opinion, they should have been. Maybe with the one loss that the Chiefs gave them, but they should have been.
Did you think they was actually going to do something?
I did. I thought they were going to be what the Chiefs are. Like,
what did I tell you?
They didn't play to their strengths, in my opinion, at all. And then they're going to rest Derrick Henry.
Why you don't believe me? Why you don't listen to me? It breaks my heart.
Mend it up. You'll get over it.
Only Jesus can mend it. Hallelujah.
Better give it to him then.
I did.
Anyway, we keep it moving.
816-654-6883. Do we have any text messages? But we about to go to the voicemails.
I don't think so.
816-654-6883. Sometimes when I be saying it now, I'm thinking I'm giving out my number.
Yeah, I could understand how you think that. I could definitely get how you think that, because sometimes I think the same thing, and that's something I don't want to do. I'm already getting called by bill collectors. I don't need nobody else calling me.
They not even bill collectors. They spam calls. One time in Bandcamp, you couldn't find the app to put the voicemails in.
No, I got it. What are you talking about? I'm ready. You ain't
I don't
saying
hear the
nothing.
music. Now we go to the voicemails.
It's your boy Jabba Juice, Jabba Trump. Oh, the good motherfucking Jabba.
Jabbas.
I just want to call and say, you guys hear that? You guys hear that thing? I think it's the Chiefs getting ready to play for their 7th straight AFC championship game. Stuck on that R. The little Fila boys, little Mikey Poo Tomlin can't get that done. I ain't got to say nothing about Doug, because all the sluts love him, but the R, Mike Tomlin, where you at? Catch the AFC championship game. Peace.
Jabba Juice.
Mike and you, this is R here. I'm at the gym. My takes on the new coaches. I really don't have a lot. I mean, I like the idea of Lenham going to,
if you look closely, you can
Jacksonville,
see the
even though he shunned them the first time. Thought he was going to stay at Tampa. With your boy Pete Carroll going to the Raiders. Now he should just take Russell Wilson with him. Because we don't want Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh also needs a new head coach. Because Mike Tomlin has Pittsburgh back in the 90s on offense, and he just doesn't get the concept. He needs to catch up to today's NFL world. That's his issue. He's stuck in his ways. I'm in the owner, Mr. Art Rooney, not Dan Rooney, Art Rooney. They lobby stability over anything else. That's why we're suffering in Pittsburgh right now. We're in QB mutiny, so it's going to be a mess. Whatever. I like Ben Johnson going to the Bears. He'll help Caleb Williams out. You did mention about Schottenheimer going to Dallas. That's another yes man. That's all he is. That's what Jerry Jones like, a yes man. Now, Dallas needs somebody that's going to get them to second gear. Dallas has been stuck in first gear since 1996. And as far as Whitney Houston going, she had a lot of nice songs. I just think, once Whitney got stuck on them drugs and stuff, her career just changed. One thing I can say that was a positive about her, every time Ella and Babyface and Joe Simmons worked with her, they said she was by far the fastest person they ever worked with. They'd give her a song. She had a song done in 2 hours. And be like, "Ooh, y'all need something else for me, baby?" That was her favorite quote to them. They'd be like, "Nah, we'll get something else. We'll work on it." That was my thought on Whitney. But she had one of the best, incredible voices in music. This czar. I'm out. And any other hires, and on Sunday's games, I don't know who's going to win. The way the QB flopper likes to flop calls to get calls, he's giving the league a bad name. And he knows who he is. I'm out.
The best quarterback in the NFL.
So this might be this all I'm calling back about the coaches, the 6 coaches. So we'll start with the Saints. The Saints haven't hired anybody yet, but I thought Aaron Glenn would get that job because he had interviewed twice. I figured they might go Mike McCarthy since he was let go from Dallas. The Patriots with Mike Vrabel. My thing is that's just another recycled coach. He was let go from Tennessee because he was bad for a few years. But then the Patriots turned around and hired him because I think the Patriots wanted him all along. But, then they did bring back Josh McDaniel as their offensive coordinator. And then they did get Williams, defensive line coach from Detroit, to be their defensive coordinator. So that couldn't mesh well. See how it goes. And the Jets with Aaron Glenn, I just hope the Johnson family, don't meddle in. And, let him get his own people. He's talking about bringing Todd Haley aboard as the offensive coordinator. That could work. But Todd Haley had a very innovative offense when we had him, until Ben ran him out the door. So, and as far as we already talked about the Bears, I like the Ben Johnson hire for the Bears. He was taking shots at Pittsburgh and their 17th century offense. About, in order to be successful, you need an innovative offense. And because this is an offensive quarterback-driven world. But I guess Mike Tomlin and Art Rooney's tone deaf to that because they believe in stability. We're done with stability. Mike Tomlin should have never got a contract extension. They should have let him walk. Now we're suffering from it. And we're about to boycott. I told Ashanti we're not going to a Steeler game this coming year because if they ain't fired, none of them coaches need to be hired. I'm not wasting none of my money on none of it. So this is the R. I'm out. Peace, fellas.
What's going on, fellas, man? This is Marshall here live from Orlando, Florida, man. Just giving a shout out to the best podcast, man, on the net. Man, looking forward to an exciting weekend of football, family. And you already know, man, we're rooting for those Chiefs. But before we get to that Chiefs versus Bill games, man, we got to address these coaching hires. And for some people, they may be disappointed, but we're grateful, man, that the Chiefs get to keep the gang together. Spags didn't get hired as of yet. And out of 3 teams he interviewed for, all those teams have officially hired head coaches, man. But I always like comparing the Chiefs' legacy and Mahomes' legacy to Tom Brady. So I'm excited about our division. Tom Brady never played in the division, man, with such great coaches. Now we got the one and only, man, Pete Carroll, 150-year-old grandpa, man, still coaching. Got the energy of a 3-year-old. So we excited, man. The AFC West is going to be tough with Andy Reid, Pete Carroll, Harbaugh, and then you got I can't even think of his name. So, man, yeah, man, I'm excited for a good weekend of football. Bill's going to be a tough matchup, but I think, man, it's going to start with running the ball with Kareem Hunt. Hopefully he's our running back one. As much as we all like Pacheco, man, nobody has the vision of Hunt on our team, man, and he always falls forward. So we need to let him get those 20 to 25 carries this game. Then we got to stretch the field with Worthy and Hollywood. And D-Hop, man, and Kelsey got to eat underneath. And then just limit the Bills to field goals, man, when they get in the red zone. That's it, man. It's not going to be easy, but it's definitely big. So exciting to see that game, man. And then the Commanders versus Eagles, man, that should be fireworks, too. Jaden Daniels, man, that young fella's impressive. Can never forget about McLaurin, man. With the Chiefs drafted McCall Hardman before him. But
don't even get me started on that, bro.
He still got 3 Super Bowls, so I can never complain about that.
True that.
Keep an eye on Nico Nihill, man, on kickoff punt returns, man. He's had a couple fumbles in the last few weeks, so a little concerned, especially considering we kept Hardman on IR. But we're excited, man. It's going to be a great weekend football. And how about those Chiefs?
Big Fish Niner Nation, Big Fish Niner Nation. Top of the morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, Big Mike. It's a beautiful day in Kansas City, especially for Chiefs fans. They got a chance to make history. Not a Chiefs fan, but I am proud that the city has finally experienced something celebratory as it pertains to the Kansas City Chiefs. Not sour, not a hater. Just remember how long it took the Chiefs to get their act together. But eventually they got their act together.
Yep.
Eventually, every team, no matter how long you've been in the gutter, you're going to get your act together. It's Chiefs 50 years. Detroit Lions, man, they're looking promising. They made a few mistakes, and now they're out. But it's been, I think 58 years for them. So good to see the NFL
team starting to build and starting to look forward to putting their team on the map and being successful in the National Football League. My take about the Niners, it ain't much to say about the Niners, but I haven't given a take in a while, so I'm going to talk about the Niners. Still a Niners fan. Gonna die a Niners fan. But we got to make some changes in there, and I'm looking at the coaching moves that's being made. Pete Carroll just went to the Raiders, and that's fine. I'm a fan of Pete Carroll. Always have. Pete Carroll not only is a great football mind, Pete Carroll is also a good man to coach men. He does have the ability to bring the best out of men, not only in the sport of football, but also in life. So I am a huge, huge fan of Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, 73 years old, very, very solid resume over his career in the NFL. And so I see the Raiders got him, and I see the 49ers, which is why I started this take, is constantly steady pursuing Robert Saleh. Here's what the pros and cons are about a Pete Carroll. Pros are he's knowledgeable, and he can be successful, even though he's old. He can be successful as a coach. However, Pete Carroll doesn't have a lot of coaching jobs. He doesn't have a lot of coaching offers. And when you look at the Raiders organization, the Raiders' problem has never been coaching. The Raiders' problem has never been players. The Raiders' problem has always been upper management and ownership. The ownership of that team is why that team has struggled and or not a team in the upper echelon of the
Jets. Take
so
notes.
really for the Raiders, it doesn't matter what coach they bring in to a certain extent. They were always talking about needing a player's coach. Antonio Pierce was a player's coach. And we see what that got him.
Rashada was too.
All the Raiders fans talking about we don't need a guy that's old. We need a player's coach. Players coaches very rarely have success as coaches. And so to me, a Pete Carroll, I was shocked that he was even given a head coach's position. But I'm not shocked that the Raiders was giving it to him. I believe the Raiders was the only team looking to give Pete Carroll a head coach position. Now, what I would have rather seen is have Pete Carroll come be the defensive coordinator for the Niners. I believe that was on the table. I believe he was at least on an interview or something I was reading in one of my Niners articles that they were looking at Pete Carroll to be the defensive coordinator as they are pursuing Robert Saleh. I thought the Pete Carroll move would have been great for the Niners, better for the Niners as a DC than the Raiders as a head coach. Here's why. Every position in coaching develops a relationship, develops a scheme. Well, a guy like Robert Saleh is going to always keep pursuing a head coach's job. Even if they bring him back, a couple years in, he'll be pursuing a head coach's job. We've seen it over and over. Nico Ryan, great, pursued a head coaching job. Of course, his head coaching opportunity and success so far is better than Robert Saleh. But Pete Carroll is going to stay put. Pete Carroll at 73 is going to embrace that position. The team will be consistent. They don't have to worry about that. Pete Carroll going anywhere. So my Pete Carroll take, I think him being a DC for the Niners would have been greater than him being a head coach for the Raiders. Mark Vrabel with the Patriots, I think that's great. He was a Patriot when he played. I think that's great for the organization. However, I'm not a huge Mark Vrabel fan as far as getting to a Super Bowl or getting to the playoffs. I look at his resume in Tennessee. Decent coach, great players coach. I just don't think he has it down the stretch when it really counts to take a team to the bowl. And all these other teams, Saints, nobody's even interested in the job or they haven't looked at anybody yet. Cowboys is another team. It does not matter what coach they bring in. Jesus could coach for the Cowboys and they would lose. Because as long as Jerry Jones is the owner, they would not have success.
Agreed.
Big Fish Niner Nation, I'm back again wrapping up my take about the coaches. The Jaguars, Jets, the Bears, Saints, those are teams that need rebuild. And I guess a rebuild starts with coaches. But those teams are going to take so long for them to even be contenders that it don't even really matter. They can go through a couple of coaches. Back to the Niners. It's going to take the Niners probably at least 3 to 4 seasons to get back to having an opportunity. Maybe by then, Scamahan's contract will be up and they'll move on from him. I don't really know what's out there, but at the same time, I just realized as a fan and as an NFL fan that I don't think Kyle Shanahan will ever win a Super Bowl ever with any team. I don't mean that to say he's awful. I just think that his approach to situational football is not going to put a team down the stretch. He can get to a Super Bowl, but win one, it takes an awful lot of discipline and humility to coach a team to win a Super Bowl. So that's my take on the Niners. Looks like we're looking at Max Crosby if we can get him. I know that salary cap's going to give us a problem with Brock Purdy's contract coming up.
Yeah, I don't never had that problem.
Hold on to Debo. I think it's time for Debo to move on. He disappointed me last year, not only in his numbers, but his attitude. I was a huge Debo fan, but his attitude has changed how I see him. Hurt consistently, attitude poor, but yet they just keep holding on to him. I think it's time for him to go. So we'll see what moves the Niners make in the offseason. Eagles, let's get down to it, man. Audience of one, Mo Horton, your Eagles trying to fly a little bit. However, they have ran into a rookie. They ran into a rookie that plays composed, that plays with ice in his veins. I mean, the guy doesn't have rookie nowhere in it. The guy looks like he's a pro. The guy was born every now and then. God does something one time and allows us to see greatness one time. And so for him to be his age and how poised and composed he is when playing football is incredible. I'm a huge Jaden Daniels fan. I knew I liked him at LSU. Man, he has turned out to be one heck of a professional. I like what he's doing. I like how he leads his team. And he's not boisterous. He's not arrogant. He's not a rah-rah like a Dungeon Dragon type player. He's just smooth.
Uncle Wayne, I see you. 3 P's coming, huh?
Okay, I'll get to my prediction. The take line keeps hanging up before it gets to the introduction. So I'm going to wrap this up quick. Yeah, Jaden Daniels, I picked them to beat the Eagles. The Commanders have struggled against the better defenses. Most of their wins and comebacks have been with teams that don't have a great defense. Even when they knocked the number 1 seed off, Detroit Lions defense gave up way too many points. And so Jaden has the way he plays and the way he makes decisions, it's kept him in ball games. And so if the Eagles don't unleash the Kraken, what I mean by the Kraken, Sasquatch Bar,
that's the only one.
They don't unleash him, they in trouble. I think the Commanders can knock them Eagles off. Bills versus Chiefs, I just feel like the Chiefs going to do what they always do to Buffalo.
Patrick
They're going to let them hang around. Buffalo's going to let the Chiefs hang around, and then the last 2 minutes, the game will be close. And Josh Allen won't be able to Superman the Bills to a dub. That seems to be the pattern. Few minutes, few seconds, the game is close. If Josh Allen is to beat the Chiefs, he will have to do everything. He will literally have to do everything for that team. So I'm picking Chiefs, Commanders. I want to see Josh win, but I don't believe he'll get it done. Just like Lamar, I don't believe he'll ever get it done either. So Josh has a better shot than Lamar. He's a better quarterback, in my opinion, as far as the whole season play.
Lamar's a running back.
Beating Eagles. I got the Bills losing to the Chiefs. Whitney Houston is one of the most phenomenal singers this world has ever seen. However, I believe her demons and her skeletons have tainted her reputation. And so she's remembered more by the drama than she is her talent. We have never seen a vocalist, female vocalist, as gifted and blessed as Whitney Houston. So she is missed, and I've always been a great fan. Big Fish, Niner Nation, out.
Yo, what it do? Oh man, there are a lot of coaches getting these vacancy jobs and stuff like that. But let's see, the Raiders got Pete Carroll. Yeah, I mean he's a good coach. I mean, give him a couple of years. He's almost like 90 years old, so he's still a good coach, respectable coach in the game. And I'm not really read about the Raiders and with Glenn. I know he's played with the Jets back in the day with Keyshawn Johnson and the rest of them good old boys back then, you know what I'm saying? But getting a Jet job, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to deal with Aaron Rodgers, but hopefully he'll let him know that he's not running the show there. You know what I'm saying? Because even though the Jets was a messed up organization, you know what I'm saying? But he came in because the monster whole damn organization, you know what I'm saying? So, if he let Aaron Rodgers know that he ain't running nothing, I can see they could do some with the game over there, you know what I'm saying? But for the rest of the coaches, man, I don't even know who they are. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who the hell they are. So I mean, it's good they got these other jobs, head coach jobs, whatever. But Cowboys, man, Jay John, my mother is running the coach that fits themselves. You know, I mean, once you fire 2 times winning back-to-back Super Bowl head coach Jimmy Johnson, you got to be fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't old back then, so he got an ego trip. But like I said, man, for the rest of the head coaches, that's good for him. I'm glad for him. But my main thing is my Chiefs and the Bills. I think the Chiefs go pull this out. I think the Eagles go win. There'll be a rookie going against the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So can the rookie stop the GOAT from winning another championship?
You got it right.
You know what I'm saying? So
no idea.
Like I said, I don't want to keep on to the same old thing as Super Bowl. I mean, it got to stop right here. It got to be the Chiefs and the Eagles. And maybe I feel like the Bills go win next year. You know what I'm saying? But right now, this year, I think the Chiefs and Bills are strong against the Commanders. And we go from there for more seasons to come. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to run the ball well, get a Kareem Hunt the ball. We can't start with Pacheco. I mean, I don't know what he wants to do. He just one visionary. He don't see other ways. His mindset is like
the injury, probably.
Yeah, and just get Kareem Hunt the ball, man. Pacheco, I don't know what this dude, man. Ain't it's not wrong with his injury. Just he never had ball vision. You know what I'm saying? His design run is to run that play the way how I see fit. He don't want to cut back. He just want to run hard, but he run against your lineman, man. I mean, you always make ass, you know. So get Kareem Hunt the ball. It's when Steve was born because the secondary for the Bills is not all that good. And let's try to stop Josh Allen from running the ball, you know. And just try to blow them out, man. Quit making the game be close. Reed, shit, he dancing on that damn toilet bowl. Oh, yeah, he been dancing. He tiptoeing. Just push his fat ass in any goddamn way. But I ain't. So we'll see Sunday come, you know what I'm saying? And Whitney Houston.
Toilet bowl.
Man, she's one of the greatest R&B singers of all time. You know, she hooked up with Bobby Brown, hooked up with Mess. I mean, all of them do. She planted the truth behind the scenes of the music industry. So, Michael hooked on pills. Prince got hooked on pills. But all of them died because they wanted their masters. And all of them finally woke up. You know what I'm saying? Wanted their stuff. You know what I'm saying? First, Michael, he been admitting it. You know what I'm saying? They just mad because he bought the dealer's catalog and they wanted it back and have a Sony publishing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, stock or something like that. He don't have all of that, and they want to get some stuff back, and he wasn't doing it. Michael been in gangster since day one, playing the game. When the money build up, bam, gotcha. Prince been telling us about the game. He changed his name to the symbol. They want to get him more money. Then boom, look at him. He gone. When in Houston, Clyde Davis, hey man, I want my master. I want on my masters. Boom, she drowned. You know what I'm saying? So but she's one of the greatest of all time. Nobody can outdo her performance. Well, not performance, but outdo her singing. And one of the greatest voices ever. All right, man. You have a nice weekend. Be careful. And let's go, Chiefs.
What's up, guys? This is audience of one. Mo Horton calling in with my take this.
Horton.
Calling in just to my take and my view on the championship weekend. Commanders versus my Eagles, Bills versus Chiefs. Obviously, I'm going to pick my Eagles against the Commanders. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be close. Commanders are really good. Jaden Daniels is playing very, very well. I knew he was a good player coming out of college, but he definitely exceeded my expectations. He's playing amazing. He's not phased. He's not playing like a rookie at all. He's rookie by birth certificate, but not a rookie by the tape. Not scared of any blitzes. So it's going to be a tough challenge, especially with Terry McLaurin and, De'Ami Brown. And those guys over there, Brian Robinson, Eckler, who's playing well, and our old buddy Zach Ertz.
You thought you was blocked.
I think we get the win in a close win. Bills versus Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win the game. 16-2, playing at home, playing in one of the most hostile environments. In football. 0-3, Josh Allen. I think the Bills match up a lot better this time around. I think if any Bills team is going to do it, this is their opportunity.
Agreed.
They don't do it this time. I don't think they ever will because they got the defense, they got the receiver help with Coleman, Cooper, and Shakir. And Allen, is playing turnover-free ball. But I just think the Chiefs got too much. Defense is playing well. I don't think they have anybody that can block Chris Jones. McDuffie, can play outside and inside. Wouldn't be shocked if they try to move him inside to get on Shakir. Come down with Allen's number one target. So I think the Chiefs will win that game and set the stage for a rematch in the Super Bowl. What I think about the head coaching hires, one call back and two more packets and tell you what I feel about the coaching hires. What's up, guys? This is the audience of one Mo Horton calling in, finishing up my take. I want to talk about the coaching hires. Raiders with Pete Carroll. I think that's a good hire for them because 9 times out of 10 it's not going to be a long-term hire. It's a culture guy, a guy that's going to set the culture in a good motion, more fun guy, which I think Tom Brady was looking for because he didn't have that with New England, and he that's one reason why he spun Tampa Bay, and also Pete's a good coach. I think the coordinator hires is going to be the major thing there. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to try to get a coordinator that they can one day have like the coaching waiting and eventually move off of Pete because of his age and everything else. But I think it was a good hire. Patriots picking Mike Vrabel, I think that was a home run hire. I don't like how it went down with Gerard Mayo because he didn't really get the resources. But I understand that Mike Vrabel is out there. You take a swing at that because of everything that he's accomplished and the coach of the year, turning Tennessee around, being a really good defensive coordinator with the Texans, also being a good defensive coordinator at Ohio State. And guys play hard for me, but really didn't have a whole lot of talent in Tennessee outside of Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. Shoot, he had people thinking that Tannehill was a good quarterback. So, I think that's a great hire. The Jets, Aaron Glenn, I think that's a great hire as well, especially for that style of defense that they have. Real aggressive, blitz heavy with the linebackers. Good one-on-one corners. They just got to hit the home run higher on the coordinator, which is difficult, obviously. Maybe a Bobby Slowick or somebody like that to come up there. They just got to get a good offensive mind to help the offense. But I think the defense will be back to where it was. The Jaguars signed Liam Cohen. I think it was Gino in the didn't write back year. They wrote me up, but I didn't write back here. And then what he was able to do with Baker this past season, I think he did an amazing job with him, and keeping him. He had his best year as a pro. 40 touchdowns. Should have been a Pro Bowler. So I like that hire for the Jaguars, and maybe it'll get Trevor Lawrence off the mat. But that was a crazy situation how he had the OT job with the Buccaneers, and then once they fired Trent Baalke, he decided to go back and take that job. Because nobody wants to work with Trent Baalke. So it was interesting how it happened, but I think it's a good hire. I really do, just for try to get Trevor Lawrence back on track. Hopefully the Cons will hire a good GM and they can get every situation in the right and get everything right back on track. What's up, guys? August one more horse finishing up my take super sumo package. I didn't like the Ben Johnson hire. I like Ben Johnson. I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna do good for Caleb, but I just think he should have took one of the other jobs. I don't like the fit in Chicago just for the simple fact that it's a very difficult division. You got Kevin O'Connell, they got Dan Campbell there, you got LaFleur, and the Bears for whatever reason just don't got this. They keep trying to get these guru coordinators, whether it's on offense or defense. But I think they need more of a veteran guy, more of a stern, CEO level coach that can hire good coordinators, that can set the culture there. And even though Ben Johnson's a good coach, I don't think that he's going to set the culture the right way with the Bears. They need a culture change. Kind of how Dan Campbell changed the culture with the Lions. How Mike Tomlin has that culture with the Steelers. That's somebody that makes everybody think the right way, and it's kind of hard to do that and try to fix the quarterback and try to make sure the offense goes. With a team that had a really good defense, like for all of Eberflus's faults, the Bears consistently had a top 10 defense while he was there. With Jalen Johnson and those guys on defense, T.J. Edwards and Terrell Edmonds and those guys, Montez Sweat came along. So, but I didn't like the hire. I think Ben Johnson should either probably waited out another year and got a better job, or went to a different place that had a more established culture already. The Cowboys signing Brian Schottenheimer, I just can laugh. That's it. I mean, I ain't got no analysis for that. It's just funny.
Yep.
It's just funny to me. You know how I feel about them boys. I don't like them. I don't like them boys and them. I don't fool with them, but that's just funny to me. Just how they, held Mike McCarthy back from interviewing for a job, only to let him go, then be behind on the coaching search because they was messing with that man's money, messing with that man's opportunity to get a job. Now in the coach's musical chair, and they left, with a guy that was already on the staff who, he did a good job in Seattle calling plays, but hasn't had anybody looking for him as a head coach in a decade plus that he's been an offensive coordinator. I think the Saints eventually hire Kellen Moore. If not, they're gonna either go with the Miami defensive coordinator, or they probably go Mike McCarthy since Mickey Loomis is not going anywhere. So interesting to see how that goes. Thanks for letting me call. I appreciate it. Take it easy.
Thanks for calling. Jabba Juice came back.
Yep.
2 times out of 3 weeks?
It must be championship week.
Marshall called back from Orlando. Brother-in-law Tim, Big Fish, Mo Horton, the Aura, and the flopping quarterback.
I see. I didn't even. That wasn't my fault. That's him.
He said that, not me. Did he not say that?
We keep it moving.
Yes or no?
We keep it moving.
We keep it moving. You answer the question. Yes or no?
Keep it moving.
Yes or no?
Keep it moving.
Yes or no?
Keep it moving.
We got people watching. Uncle Wayne said 3-peat on the voicemails.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, Uncle Wayne. 3-peat. We shall see. All right, let's get down to business. The first game, the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Who you have, and what do both teams need to do to win? Before you answer that, I'll give you a second thing. Shout out to My Name is Walt for the intro and Sub Yate Woofer. What is it? Sub Yates.
Subwoofer Yates.
Subwoofer Yates for the voicemail music. Shout out to them. Now
For
to the
real.
game.
For the nobody's looking, like I said, only Philly's looking for the Eagles. But I do think it's gonna be the Eagles.
Why?
I feel like experience has a lot of weight here. It carries a lot of weight in this situation. And Philly's got experience. And I do think they're downplaying Jalen a lot, to be fair. I do think they're downplaying Jalen a lot, and it's just because Jaden's the new kid in town, and they're always gonna be like, oh, new shiny toy. And he has been great. Please, let's make that clear. But I think experience matters.
Are you feeling all right?
Experience matters. Why?
You giving somebody from LSU props.
Because I don't care if he's from LSU. I don't think anyone cares.
Everybody cares.
No one cares. He's just good. It ain't got nothing to do with LSU.
It does.
Because LSU don't even care.
They do.
Because the last two LSU guys didn't even make the playoffs. We ain't been moving. Jaden Daniels, I think.
It doesn't matter what you think.
Experience really matters. And Washington has none while Philly has it all.
So can Washington play looser because of that?
They should be able to, but can they? Because to be all honest, they downplaying Jalen. And I think dude's got skills. And he's got the receivers. AJ Brown. He's got a bevy of receivers. He could make some noise. And then Saquon. I hate you, Giants. The Giants, I legit hate y'all for letting that man go to y'all rival. He's the reason y'all gonna win that game. That's my dog. Saquon been my dog since Penn State, so we keep it moving. What do you think?
I think the Eagles will win.
And that's disappointment.
I just don't think. For some reason, I think Dan Quinn just gonna change up everything
because he ain't got no experience, none.
So I think with that in play, I think that the Eagles will win off of that. But it's a division game.
How far in the playoffs? That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point that I didn't bring up. I don't know how far Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
I almost said Quinn Snyder. Dan Quinn's been in the playoffs in his previous stints. He was with Atlanta, but I don't think he's been as far.
Didn't they go to the Super Bowl with Atlanta? Dan Quinn?
Yeah, it was Dan Quinn. So he's got experience. But 28-3.
Hey, but at that time, Matt Ryan was playing unbelievable. Julio was unbelievable. You know what I mean? They had Alfred on defense, and their defense was top 15 at the time.
Matt Ryan.
So I'm just saying, this is a division game, so I think it'd be a lot. I'll be shocked if it's a blowout.
These are the two teams, really, if we're gonna be for real, between both of these games. This is probably the best thing for the NFL. You got division teams in one side, and then you got the rematch number 4 in the playoffs for the other side. It's crazy.
Hey, and no matter who wins this game, the NFC, somebody from the Cowboys former organization is going to be in the Super Bowl. Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, or Dan Quinn, the former defensive coordinator, is going to be in the Super Bowl.
Forgetting Kellen Moore's up there.
Philly, but I think Philly wins. I wouldn't be shocked if Washington wins.
No, I wouldn't be, but experience matters. Like with the team, experience matters, and I do think that'll show out through the Eagles. And since Sirianni is not like the play caller now, I think that's gonna make a difference there too. Because I think he gets a little full of himself sometimes, or he feels like he's like a kid who they say doesn't belong here, and he feels like he has to prove himself. You don't have to prove yourself. To me, you're here. What do you mean?
If I'm Dan Quinn, whatever pregame I gave him last week against the Lions, I'm giving the same pregame speech right now.
There you go. But that Jalen Carter, though, I'm sorry. Yeah, that dude is probably. I'm amazed at Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. He could wreak havoc on them.
And if I'm Mo Horton, I'm worried about the O-line protecting Jalen and Jalen getting down because Jalen did get hurt a little bit.
He gonna have to figure that out. Man.
He needs to slide more instead of try to figure, instead of trying to get more yards, just go ahead slide because he's got banged up last week very much.
He been getting banged up all season.
So if Kenny Pickett's got to come in, the Steelers all-time great.
It's over. It's over. And I mean, it's over for the Commanders.
I would stack 8 in the box to stop
Saquon
Barkley, and that's what I do if Kenny Pickens have to come in. Because I don't.
You better figure it out. You better figure it out for Saquon, no matter what. The number always needs to be on him. He's the best player on the field. You better figure it out.
And then we had Championship Sunday. The final game, the Buffalo Bills coming to Arrowhead or Allenhead.
I feel a little bit leery about this game. I don't think they'll lose. I don't think the Chiefs will lose, but I do feel.
Would you cry if the Chiefs lose?
No, heck no. No.
Would you blame the refs?
For what?
I'm just asking.
What I look like a Houston Texan?
You're missing the cowboy hat.
Do I look like D'Amico Ryans to you? No.
You kind of do.
Shut up.
If you get a skin fade, and put a Texan hat on.
I knew you was gonna say it. Shut up.
No, man, you don't need no skin fade. You gotta go bald.
Oh yeah, he does. He is bald. But anyway, it's always close when it comes to them in the postseason.
I picked the Chiefs, but I wouldn't be surprised if Buffalo wins.
Look, Pat's gonna have to be Pat because Josh is gonna be Josh. Period. And is
McDermott gonna overthink?
That's the thing. That's gonna be the X factor.
I think he will.
Because here's the thing. This last game, the game we played in the season, I would say our only loss, but we have 2 losses. That doesn't even count. But they lost against the Bills in the season. I thought they hadn't learned their lesson. I really legit thought they didn't learn their lesson. But when it came down to the wire, Josh did what Josh does, and we didn't spy him with the right personnel. Because he ran,
like a 30-yard skimper.
What's the linebacker's name? Nick Bolton. Too small. You can't. No, too small. He's fast enough, but he's too small. Josh will run him over, and he didn't make it over there in time to stop him from the touchdown. So I do think Josh is figuring out you can't just run all the time. You got to pick your times when to do it, and he did it on that game, and they forgot that he could run, and he just made them pay.
I don't want neither coaches to overthink like John Harbaugh did last week.
John Harbaugh got on my nerves, bro.
Like everybody blaming Mark Andrews, which he should have.
He should have caught it, but it's not his fault that they were behind.
But the third quarter, when you had a lot of time left, you went for 2 and didn't make it. All you had to do was kick it. It was still a whole quarter.
That's that whole being aggressive crap that machismo mess.
And at the time, and throughout the whole rest of the game, your defense was doing their job.
True.
You was getting the ball back.
True.
So you would only need to kick the field goal. I mean, the extra point, and you'd have been tied and went to overtime instead of going for a 2. And anything can happen when you go for 2. Yeah. So I think McDermott and Andrew Walter Reed shouldn't overthink when it's early in the game?
And they don't tend to do that. Like, it's one thing I do credit Andy Reid for. He's leaning on past experiences here. I remember he had some interview and was asked if he reached out to a certain group of people or somebody who had been part of the organization we were playing before. He's like, no, I think I got it. I thought that was the most arrogant thing I ever heard Andy Reid say. But he won the game, so he figured he knows the experience is something he knows. He won and lost, so he not only is he drawing from that experience, but Patrick Mahomes is drawing from it as well.
I think that McDermott has to coach the best game of his life this week.
Agreed.
He has to outcoach Andrew Walter Reed, and
that's going to be tough.
That's very tough.
And the thing about him is, it's already tough enough to coach to outcoach Andy Reid, but you kind of got to stop letting the intrusive thoughts win, because I think they do stupid plays at stupid times, and it's like sometimes, like he's done it in the past, overthinking it. Bill O'Brien in your boy
Houston,
Bill O'Brien in Houston in 2019, doing that fake punt. That was stupid. That was doo-doo dumb in the moment. You were up 24 to what? Nothing at the time, and you doing a trick play. That was stupid. And those are the kind of things McDermott does. Shifted completely, and that's what McDermott does.
I think you would agree, but most of the Chiefs Kingdom will not understand what I'm saying when I say McDermott has to outcoach Andy Reid, because we both think that Mahomes and Josh is probably going to cancel each other out with big plays.
Essentially, yes. And then I do think Kareem and Cook cancel each other out. Maybe not in yards, but in effectiveness.
Yes.
Defenses probably cancel themselves out. Yes, I do agree.
So,
and to be fair, there's things that in this playbook that they haven't seen. And I'm pretty sure that it's the same with the Buffalo Bills. It's going to be a great game. That's why they saved it for Sunday. But I do have the Chiefs winning.
I have the Chiefs winning too. Next week we will have another random segment. I'll let you know about it later this week. And we'll come back with the championship Sundays, who's going to the Super Bowl. We will not predict the Super Bowl till the following week.
Another week. Yep.
And Big Frenchie birthday next Sunday.
No, Groundhog Day.
Oh, yeah. That's one of your favorite days of all time. Got the Chiefs won the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years on that day. Remember that?
I do.
Oh, yeah. Until next time, be safe, be easy, and remember, fat meat is greasy.
Deuces.